Today I'm behind the wheel of a brand new 2021 Toyota Avalon, and this is the brand new XSE Nightshade trim that was introduced for this year. So if you're looking for TRD looks without paying the TRD price tag, this is a trim level to look at because the outside looks amazing and it looks very different from all other Avalons, and it still retains a fantastic V6 engine under the hood. So in this video, I'm going to tell you everything there is to know about this brand new Avalon, including the changes, how it drives, and of course talk about this brand new trim level so you can decide if this is the right car for you. All right, let's get started. All right, I'm behind the wheel. Let's see how good this brand new Avalon is and see how it drives. Well, a little background story in case you aren't familiar. The Avalon is the biggest sedan in Toyota's lineup. It's slightly bigger than the Camry, and it's a little bit more premium. It has a little bit more standard features, and because of it, Toyota markets the Avalon to be more of a premium sedan. It definitely does have a higher price tag than the Camry. Now, previous Avalons, they were big boats, big, comfortable boats. It wasn't meant to be a showy car. It wasn't meant to be a car that you enjoy driving. But that really changed with this current generation because not only does it look like a sports sedan, a really aggressive sports sedan, but it also behaves very differently. That is why you have trims like this brand new XSE Nightshade, which is definitely beautiful to look at, and also trims like the TRD, which you could actually take on the track. Both of these trims would not exist with previous generations, but they do now. So what's so different about this XSE Nightshade trim that was introduced for this year? Well, this was really created for those of you guys that crave a really aggressive look, a very sports sedan kind of look on the Avalon without paying TRD prices. Because let's be frank, the TRD Avalon does look and perform very well, but it's very, very, very costly. This one, on the other hand, costs way less, and I would argue looks almost just as good. So if you start with the front end, you could see that the front end is dominated by a huge black grille. The grille to bumper ratio has to be the biggest of any car out there. It is absolutely enormous. It does have a good design, a mesh design, and everything is black. And that is the main theme for the XSE Nightshade because most things on the outside have been blackened out. The headlights are standard LED with LED daytime running lights. They have a really unique look, but overall the front end is very, very aggressive with this XSE Nightshade. Now, if you move to the side, you'll see the Avalon has a low, wide, aggressive stance. It really does look like a sports sedan. And this XSE Nightshade blackens everything just like the front grille. The mirrors are black. Also, the window trim is black. Of course, you have privacy glass and those big, beautiful 19-inch black wheels. Everything flows together really well, and I love the contrast with the white paint. Now, moving to the back, the Avalon has a really unique look, mostly because of the LED taillights, which are standard. You have a crossbar in the middle, right? And also all the lettering, the badging is all black. And you do have a little trunk spoiler on top that's also black. And you have quad exhaust tips underneath. So as you can see, this Avalon definitely looks fantastic on the outside. This XSE Nightshade really adds some pop, some aggressiveness to the Avalon, and that's what a lot of people are looking for these days. Okay, so had a little bit of straightaway, so tested about 20 to 60 miles per hour. There's plenty of grunt. Good acceleration, 0 to 60, about 6.1, 6.2 seconds, a little bit slower than the V6 Camry, but still, this is one of the best V6 engines out there of any sedan. So many manufacturers are going with turbocharged 4 cylinders. Toyota stuck with a tried and true 3.5 liter V6, and this is a fantastic engine. 301 horsepower, made it to an 8-speed automatic, and you have plenty of passing power, plenty of speed, and overall, you're going to really enjoy this engine. Now, besides a fantastic engine, what I also love about this drive right now is the exhaust. There's a subtle subtle exhaust noise that you can hear inside the cabin, and it's a really lovely exhaust. So I know that a TRD has a more aggressive exhaust note, but it may be too aggressive for some of you guys. The one on this XSE Nightshade is just right. You get a subtle throatiness whenever you accelerate, but it's not too loud, it's not obnoxious, there's no drone, right? And I really love that around town. But besides the exhaust, you know, it's very quiet inside this cabin. It's very quiet, no wind noise, cars passing by, very little sound, right? Road noise also very nice. Don't hear anything from the road. So overall, it's a very quiet ride. Now, what's also nice is the suspension. It's a good mix between comfort and sport. And I really like it because around town right now, you know, suspension is very comfortable handling everything. All the small dips and potholes and stuff like that. It feels very comfortable. But this Avalon gives you a sense of control too. Like you're driving something sporty. It's not like the old Avalons where, you know, there's a lot of body roll and you feel like you're floating on a cloud. You don't get a sense of that at all. What complements suspension really well is the steering. The steering really has a tight feel to it. And again, it adds to the sportiness to this Avalon. You know, traditionally with Toyotas, the steering is a little soft and vague. Not so much in this Avalon. It has a tight feel, right? There is still some steering play, but overall not too bad. Now the seats inside are also very comfortable. Unfortunately, they're not leather, they're Softex, but they have a really nice design. There's suede inserts on both sides on the bottom, and it feels good and it looks good too. It has nice aggressive look. And you do have some special stitching, like an orange copper kind of stitching that adds to it. But overall, they look nice and they feel nice. Up front, I love these seats. They're very comfortable. They're not too aggressive. You know, with a lot of sports seats or sports cars, you get very aggressive seats. No, these are very comfortable. Now, Toyota did design the Avalon to be more snug so that you feel like you're kind of in a sports sedan. The roof is a little bit lower, right? And you do sit low to the ground. The door panel's a little bit higher. So as for driving position, I think it's good. I mean, you get that snug feel, right? And some of you guys will really enjoy that. But even with that said, the visibility is still good. I can see well past the hood, nice big windshield. The window's a little bit smaller because of the higher door panels, but overall isn't bad. Blind spot is good, and the rear visibility is good. So visibility is still really good in here. Now, as for space, the Avalon is bigger than the Camry, so overall space, interior passenger room and cargo room is slightly bigger. So up front, plenty big, even though the roof is a little bit lower. You know, I still feel okay. I don't feel claustrophobic in here. Second row too, plenty of space. I'm 5'10" behind my driving position. I have at least good 6 inches of legroom left and about 3 to 4 inches of headroom. Plenty of space in the second row. And also, for passengers, you do get a pair of vents and 2 USB ports back there. So that's pretty nice. Now, as for trunk space, a little bit bigger than the Camry. Overall, it's not too bad. And if you wanted to fold down the second row, you can to generate more cargo room. Now, what are some of the features you get inside this XSE Nightshade? Well, I mentioned about the steering. I didn't talk about the steering wheel yet, but this steering wheel is nice. The overall design is the same as what you find in other Toyotas, but I like the feel. The leather and the feel overall is pretty good. Now, moving into the gauge cluster, you have some analog gauges, but you do have a nice big 7-inch screen in the middle. The resolution is okay. I like the interface, and you can pretty much see everything you want to know. Your trip computer, TPMS, your safety features, settings, everything you want to know is in there. And also, it does show you the speed limit, digital speedometer too, your clock, all that good stuff. Now, moving to the infotainment screen, you do have a 9-inch touchscreen in here. Now, the interface is the same as all other Toyotas, which means that it's okay. It's not the most responsive. It's not the easiest to figure out. There is slight lag. The resolution is just okay. It gets the job done. But for 2021, Toyota did add Android Auto. So that is now standard. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Wi-Fi are all standard now. And like I said, it's an okay setup. You have some physical buttons on each side and a physical volume and scroll knob, so those are all there. Underneath, you have climate control, which is pretty standard. Temperature control on both sides. You do have heated seats in here, but no ventilated seats on this XSE Nightshade. And then of course you have a row of buttons for your auto, fan speed, defroster, all that good stuff. Now underneath the climate control, you do have a little space for your phone. Also there's a 12V outlet. You have a normal shifter, which I like, right? You don't have to relearn this. A couple of cup holders, and you get more USB ports inside the armrest. And on top, you do get a sunroof, a standard sunroof. So as you can see, this XSE Nightshade is pretty well equipped. Even though this is one of the lowest trims you could select for the Avalon, it's still very well equipped. In addition, you still get Toyota Safety Sense along with blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert. So with Toyota Safety Sense, you get it all. Emergency braking, warning, lane assist, right? The ability to read the speed limit sign, auto high beam, all that stuff, that's all included. Adaptive cruise control, and you get, like I said, rear cross traffic alert and blind spot monitoring. So this Avalon is plenty safe. Now, is there anything I can nitpick about this brand new Avalon? I mean, there's very little. Surprisingly, I don't remember the last car where there was such little things I can nitpick on. I mean, this Avalon does everything well, or at least above average. Nothing that is a nuisance or something that's quirky or doesn't work well, doesn't need to be replaced. Nothing. The drive is fantastic. I love the drive. It's comfortable and sporty. I love the outside looks. It looks really aggressive and modern and stylish. You know, you got plenty of safety features, standard features in here. Really nothing lacking. Of course, you know, some of the upper optional features are not within this XSE Nightshade, and that's because this is one of the lower trim levels, right? But yeah, I mean, the only thing I can nitpick on, I guess, is the dash. The overall dash up here is a little bit dated, especially when you compare it to some of the other cars that's out there. But man, outside the dash and maybe the center console, I mean, really everything else is pretty good. Okay, as I'm coming to a stop, the brakes feel good. The pedal feel is fantastic. It's not stiff, it's not mushy. The Avalon comes to a stop when you expect it to. It has that good linear feel. So overall, brakes are good. Next up, let me give you some details about different trim levels and pricing, and let me give you my final thoughts on this brand new Avalon. As for trim levels, the Avalon has 10 for 2021. There are 3 hybrids, 2 all-wheel drive, which is new for 2021, and a brand new XSE Nightshade, which is also new for 2021. If you're curious about the all-wheel drive Avalon, stay till the end of this video where I link my review video. The base XLE Avalon starts a tad under $36,000, while the range-topping limited hybrid is a tad above $43,000. The XSE Nightshade comes in at around $39,110, and there's one option, and it's a JBL audio package for $1,700. So in total, this Avalon that I'm reviewing today comes in around $41,000 before destination charge. To conclude, the 2021 Avalon is a bigger, more stylish, and upscale sedan than a Toyota Camry. The outside is sleek, low to the ground, and the front end on this XSE is simply mean looking. The rest of the blacked out look also makes the Avalon look more of like a sports sedan than a large cruiser. There's a good amount of room on the inside, both front and back, and the extra cargo room is a nice plus. The 3.5 liter V6 and transmission provides a silky smooth drive, and the Avalon is very quiet and comfortable around town. The Avalon has a terrific exhaust note, and the steering feel is good. Lastly, even though this XSE Nightshade is the middle of the pack when it comes to trims, it's still very well equipped. The bad includes the Avalon not offering any additional features that the Camry offers. The Avalon is also priced significantly higher than a Camry, and even the Accord, which offers the same amount of interior space. Lastly, the infotainment screen is dated and can use an upgrade. Overall, I'm giving a brand new 2021 Toyota Avalon XSE Nightshade a score of 97. To see where it ranks among its peers, check out driversonlyrankings.com. Thanks for watching, hit the like and subscribe to the channel, and check out these other videos.